scoot over. Scoot over. So, is he gonna bother you? Snoring? When I first started fitness, I used to get a lot of negative comments about how masculine my muscles were. I mean, I see one or two every now and then, but nothing like it was before. That I really feel that, you know, society is changing the way they look at fitness and the way they look at a strong woman. To kind of like push aside the thought of if you do lift weights, you're gonna look like a man, because it's not possible. Yeah, it's beginning to be more of a trend, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's healthy, and it's strong. I literally will go up to a girl that I see in the gym and I will high five her. I'll be like, you are amazing. Like, I think it's so amazing that you are here, because how the gym has changed not only like my wellness and my, you know, like a healthy state of mind, but it has transformed my confidence and my self-esteem. And I know that that it's probably working wonders in her life as well. So I want to, you know, tell her how awesome it is for her to be here, and I want her to feel that energy within me. It's like a domino effect, and she, you know, implements that energy into someone else's life. So that's why I go up and congratulate her. High five. You're awesome. I was not the popular kid in class, so my self-esteem wasn't high at all. I mean, I grew up poor. We lived in a trailer and we couldn't afford much, so canned ravioli that you microwave with the microwavable top, Chef Boyardee, that's what it's called, was what I ate for like lunch and dinner. I was told I was super skinny, kind of like a string bean. I was straight up and down, skinny arms, skinny legs. I didn't feel feminine. I didn't feel like a woman. Like, even growing up into high school, into college, I started lifting weights and, you know, did the opposite of becoming manly. I put on muscle, you know, my shoulders and my back and my thighs and my butt. It made me feel more feminine. You know, it gave me confidence and curves that I'd never had before.
I'm using that.
Smiling back there. I know the camera kind of is intimidating.
You can look at me.
There's healthy fit and then there's unhealthy fit. And I remember when I first started, I wanted to do a fitness show. My trainer taught me to do hours of cardio. Cardio breaks down, you know, makes your fat cry. It breaks down fat, and it also breaks down muscle, excessive cardio. So when I was doing tons and tons of cardio a day, it was very hard for me to put on muscle. Might I add, when I was doing cardio an hour or two a day, I was dreading doing cardio. Like, I was like, ugh, I'm gonna go do cardio right now. I hate my life. But now that I do cardio, you know, 2 days a week, I like look forward to doing, I'm like, I get to do cardio tomorrow. I'm like so excited about it. I think that I want to name, like, I probably could name all the foods that I had in my diet on 1-2 hands. Chicken, tilapia, asparagus, rice, a little bit of peanut butter. And I was only eating those 5 things every single day for an entire year. So you can imagine the types of, you know, nutrients I was depleting my body from by going the unhealthy fit way that I was living for so long. Lots and lots and lots of foods are superfoods that will work for you and it will, you know, work for your healthy lifestyle. And now, I mean, I eat more than ever and healthy, tons of different varieties of foods. And I look better and feel better than ever before. I do less cardio, and I'm happy. I get a lot of emails every day about girls who, you know, have done that too. And it's just like, I was like, oh, I was there and I know what that's like, and it's not the way to do it. Yes, you're gonna get results, but I'm getting so much better results, and I'm more happy, and I'm getting to like do social things with my friends, and I'm just living like I'm living a healthy lifestyle, not killing myself to be fit. You know what I mean? You can't be happy and you know, eat these foods over these 5 foods over here. Let me take a sip of this. I'm gonna start drinking this every day now because of you. It gives you such good energy. You know, I wanted to be a fitness model, and I'm from Oklahoma, so there's not much fitness modeling there. I literally wrote every single person I can get my hands on. I Googled editors, you know, publications, literally every person I could find, and I wrote them, and no one got back to me, of course. But a few weeks, maybe it's like a month or 2, someone at Cosmo wrote me, and they're like, "Hey Paige, we would love to have you come into an open casting." It was in New York, and I lived in Oklahoma, and they're like, "Can you come in next Thursday?" And I was like I was broke. I didn't have any money to go to New York, but this is like my dream. I was like, oh my gosh, this could be it. I borrowed money from my aunt. I went to New York, and I went in there, and they took headshots of me, and they, you know, had like a little interview, and then they said, "We would love to hire you. We would love it. What agency are you represented by?" And I was like, "Agency? I'm from Oklahoma." Like, the agencies they have there, like for John Deere, I don't know, like tractor company, like I don't know, like I'm not represented by an agency. But she's like, "You know what? We're gonna send you to someone right now." She's like, can you have like a few hours? And I was like, "I have all the time in the world. I'm here for you." So she sent me over to the top agency, Wilhelmina. It's huge in New York. I was like shocked. I could not believe I was going in there. I was so intimidated. Took the subway over there, and Wilhelmina asked me for my portfolio, which I didn't know what that was at the time. I don't have a portfolio, so they kindly turned me away. They asked me what modeling I've done and stuff like that, and I've done none. And so I went back to Oklahoma with my suitcase and a sad face, and try to think what else next. So before New York, I competed in fitness competitions, and the way I got into fitness in general is I had a trainer come up to me and say, "I think that you would do really good at fitness shows." And this was when I was a beanpole. I was like, "What? Me? Fitness shows? No. I have to be in a bikini on stage? Like, that's not me." So he said, "If I train you for free and you promote my gym, you know, you have to do this." So I said, "Okay, you know what? Fine. Why not?" It was the biggest stage show in the US. It was so terrifying. I can remember the feeling to this day. It was just something I'll never forget. I got on stage, so nervous. I think I even messed up my routine a little bit, but I don't think anyone noticed. I did. I walked away with 2nd place at the biggest stage show. From that moment on, I was absolutely addicted to fitness. Just the feeling I had, I'd never felt before. And you know, that's kind of where my fitness journey began. Right away, I wanted to do another show. I did another show, and because I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day and my nutrition just wasn't where it was at, I wasn't the look that they were going for. So from there, I was on a very high point to a very low, like I got like, I want to say almost last place. I got last call outs. So it was an eye-opener for sure. But I didn't let that stop me. You know, I remembered that feeling that I had when I won 2nd place. And I knew it was something special, so I didn't want to let that last place affect me. So so from there, I was like, okay, maybe fitness shows you know, aren't my calling. Maybe it's not what I'm supposed to do, but I want to try something else. You know, I really feel that if you have a feeling inside of your heart that, you know, something is meant for you, that feeling is there for a reason. And so I was, you know, I was not going to give up on this. I was like, okay, I crossed that off the list. I crossed that off the list. I crossed that off the list. I was like, okay, what's next? Back to the drawing board. I'm not going to give up on this. So I believe I went to a fitness expo. I'd never been to one before. And I remember that there was this amazing woman named Chatty Dunmore, who now, I'm gonna cry, who now is one of my dear friends. It's touching to me. It's very hard to talk about sometimes because fitness has really changed my life. And I am grateful that I found fitness for not only like my confidence and my own self-esteem, but just, I don't know, with my direction of my life. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so as I was crossing things off the list, I went back to the drawing board. I thought, what was next? So I went to a fitness expo, which I had never done before. I was in love with this girl named Chatty Dunmore, who now I'm just amazed that I get to call her one of my dear friends. Let me rewind a little bit to me going to this fitness expo. It was in Vegas. I had just borrowed money from my aunt not too long ago to go to New York. Like I said, I was working 3 jobs and I did not have any money to be taking trips like this. So I was on a payment plan to pay her back, which I added to that payment plan by borrowing money to go to Las Vegas. It was cheaper for me to go from Oklahoma to LA and then get a cheap $19 a day rental to drive to Las Vegas. I thought, you know, if I'm going to this expo, this is my first time for going, I need to I can't be like everyone else that just shows up. I have to have a card, right? That's what people do, is they have cards, business cards. So I remember from when I went to the agency in New York that they asked me about a portfolio and a comp card. Well, apparently a comp card is where you have, it's like a business card but bigger. Models use it to put photos on and their information on so they can pass it out to agencies, and so that agency can remember them. So that's one thing I learned from going to that agency in New York. So when I went to LA, I thought that it just happened to, you know, to pop in my head. So I went to Kinko's and they were having a special on cards that you could print out like 400 or something, which I did not need that many. But I printed out like 400 comp cards. I still have them, a bunch of them to this day. I look back at them now and they were the cheapest, most ridiculous thing I feel like I ever did. I had the cheesiest pictures on it. I'm looking now at this, if anyone ever saw this, they'd be like, I'm just gonna tuck this away and pretend like that did not happen. So I took my comp cards and my road map to Las Vegas and I went to LA. I had very little money for food or hotel when I got there. I remember what I did for food is I got rotisserie chicken from Walmart and made that last me a little while because it was $5. Drove to Las Vegas and I did not realize how much hotels were. I slept in my rental car in Las Vegas with my cheap comp cards. I got ready in a Starbucks bathroom and I went to the expo, walked in, and I was extremely I just felt really out of place. I was like like a small fish in a huge ocean, not even a pond. I mean, people were everywhere, and I was there all by myself. I did not know what to do. But I remember I met Chatty, and she was someone I had always looked up to. I would always watch her videos. And I met her, and I don't know, like, my nervousness of being there went away. And just the way she was with me, not even knowing me, being a fan, I wanted to be her. I wanted that. It made me be like, this is what I want. I want to be able to touch strangers' lives the way she's touching me. And I left there. Nothing came out of Fitness Expo. Nothing came out of passing out my comp cards. You know, strike 3. But instead of feeling discouraged like I felt in New York or after my second show of competing, I felt, you know, a little discouraged. Meeting Chatty gave me like a new sense of hope and direction of like what exactly I wanted to be. I think the defining thing for me was knowing her story. And she, not that we have the same story, but she kind of like went through a lot like in her past. And so it really just drew me to her. And I used to be really skinny, but she was the opposite. She used to be bigger. So I don't know, just like her positive outlook of her transformation reminded me of my own transformation, but in the opposite way. So now, so leaving that, I kind of was like back at the drawing board, 3 strikes. Still nothing came of it, but social media was taking off. And social media is, you know, what now is like a huge outlet for people to be able to connect with people that they don't know and maybe plant a seed in their lives to do something better. So what I started doing is I created an Instagram, and I started writing like my trials and tribulations, and how I'm not giving up on my photos. So just little motivational things that I felt, and my Instagram started to take off. I don't even know how it happened, but like I said, I'm a huge believer in what you put in the universe, you'll get right back out. And it was a long time coming, but I never gave up. You know, if something didn't work for me, I didn't think like that was it for me. I tried something new. There's not only one way to get somewhere. You know, there's not one way to get to a destination. There's tons of different ways. So, with that thought in mind, I, you know, tried something new. Started my Instagram. I think I had maybe like 20,000 followers, which was a lot, you know, 2-3 years ago. Shreds, which is a supplement company that I am represented by, reached out to me, and you know, from there it was just sort of like a domino effect of you know, awesome events that started unraveling in my life, and then we are here today. Wouldn't your life be amazing if it was just like this? Belly rubs, sleep and snores all day long. He eats and then goes back to bed. So because I was raised in foster care, if I could wave a magic wand, I would go into the foster care system and I would talk to the children in there, and I would, you know, I would want to motivate them. I'd want to, you know, share my story with them, and because I know how they're probably feeling. They're in survival mode. You know, when you're in foster care, you kind of have the feeling that you have no direction. You have no one like your mom and your dad telling you, you know, you're going to go to college, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a dentist. You feel kind of lost, and that success isn't for you. So I want to go in and motivate them and tell them that success is for them and that you can do anything you want in life, and to let nothing and nobody stop you. He looks so bored. He's like, pet me, lay down.